royalty. Graceful, regal, radiant.
Ew! Stay back! I just had myself groomed!
Afraid to get dirty?
Well, can't win them all. But after my Pinkie Pie as Princess of Friendship video, I can't help but wonder why princesses in the first place? I mean, sure, great marketing ploy for kids, but no other rulers known to us other than Celestia and Luna. I can't help but wonder why they didn't have the queen title. That's not valid since there's less letters in queen than princess. Okay, now you're just inviting me to get hunted down by her crazed fans. Which is crazy because she's the greatest anyways. Moving on. Seeing as royalty is a big thing with My Little Pony, I can't think of a better idea than trying to figure out where the creators were going for the princesses. And let's hope I don't get any unwanted hip piercings from Queen Bee fans. So let's just say there's a child-aged media that's meant to sell toys, pretty clothes, to a specific demographic that has the title princess attached to it. Welcome to Disney. Reason 1. Princess title sells more. Yes, there's nothing more profitable to little girls than one day becoming a princess. Not a queen, since, well...
Who's been painting my roses red? Ah, with their heads! The heart of a pig, the blundering fool.
Shining Armor's love for you is even stronger than I thought. Consuming it has made me even more powerful than Celestia!
Well, I can see why queens never had a good standing. Except we do have moments with Queen Novo from the My Little Pony movie, as well as Elsa, our first actual sworn-in queen from Frozen. Make note, I will be bringing her up a lot here. I remember hearing from the creator Lauren Foss that she did have plans to have Celestia as a queen, but whether that was decided before or after her departure after season 1 is beyond me. She was still an executive for the show, so I want to think that it was an idea that came and went. In normal senses, the title wouldn't matter, but in marketing senses, it can be a bigger opportunity. This idea is probably why we have characters like Queen Chrysalis and King Sombra, who were villains that had the title of royalty, though with Queen Chrysalis we have the argument that as a bug-type creature, of course she would be given the Queen Bee treatment where she probably gave birth to all the changelings and also probably ate her husband. As for King Sombra, based on the comic Fiendship is Magic issue 1, he was kind of made to be a king of shadow creatures, but also killing the current ruler will also do that. More on that later. Reason 2. No marriages in the future. I had to do so much research on royalty. I might have to toss my own ballot in to try and become a baroness somewhere or something. In layman's terms, we know the two main ways to become a queen, whether it be through inheriting the name from your own land or marrying a prince. Now with Elsa, due to the parents' passing, she was sworn in as the older sister. Well, that explains why we don't have a Queen Luna.
Princess Luna. It has been 1,000 years since I have seen you like this. Time to put our differences behind us. We were meant to rule together, little sister.
I'm so sorry. I missed you so much, big sister.
And I won't lie, Celestia is old. Like, old. Let's not forget, Granny Smith was there during the literal founding of Ponyville. Now, I get that being an immortal alicorn goddess gives you the best skincare routine, but even going back further, Luna was locked away for 1,000 years, along with flashbacks to when Celestia and Lunicorn first defeated Discord. Trust me, trying to pinpoint an exact age of Celestia is harder than traveling in another dimension and finding an alternate version of yourself. Huh. Weird. Now where are those clothes? Also, I don't know if this was on purpose or not, but Celestia kind of gives off an asexual vibe, which I also felt with Elsa. Maybe with banishing her sister, raising the moon and sun, and ruling over all of Equestria, she didn't really have much time for dating. Not much dating for Luna either, since
we have graced your tiny village with our presence so that you might behold the real Princess of the Night! A creature of nightmares no longer, but instead a pony who desires your love and admiration. Together we shall change this dreadful celebration into a bright and glorious feast!
Right. I think she's fine with her life with her sister. Also, somehow marriage was not off the table when it came to Cadance, though. Married and with a mutated child. No midlife crisis to speak of here, but for some reason, she's not quite a queen either. Granted, for marketing purposes, she is the younger princess and the one closer to imitating the Disney princess ideals. You know, other than Fluttershy. Seriously, has anyone heard Cadance sing since the Little Mermaid-esque aria from A Canterlot Wedding? Sorry, Katie, you're being out-princessed by a shy yellow Pegasus. A simpler answer to why Cadance is still only a princess regardless of marriage can be the fact that it's for one section of Equestria compared to the full country. Granted, it is an empire, but based on the map we've seen, not much in terms of property. Especially since this was a territory that randomly disappeared and reappeared years later. And sadly, due to marrying someone who's not already royalty, no queen status is here. Reason 3. Alicorns equal royalty. Speaking of the Crystal Empire, this is information needed to be said out loud and on the record. You do not need to be an Alicorn to be a princess.
One long, angry line later.
Meet Princess Amore, Unicorn Princess of the Crystal Empire pre-Houdini Disappearing Act. I know it's a toss-up whether the comic series is canon or not, but we gotta look at as much evidence as possible. Including King Sombra, king by name, but not lineage since he was born a smoke creature as told by Fiendship is Magic issue 1. Now I can't say for sure if these two are related or not. It's hard to say with their very similar hairstyle and color scheme, sense of style, the fact that we don't even know if Cadance has parents since she's been an Alicorn all her life. I feel like I was trying to make a point here. So according to this issue, you can just learn to become a princess based on specifically unicorn magic abilities. Yeah, the fancy lighting and distorted space reality is really just for show. They might be popping these princesses out on an assembly line somewhere. And now for probably the most controversial reason I can think of. Reason 4. The parents are still alive. Oh yeah, we're going there. As we delusionally deny the passing of Applejack's parents, I am delusionally denying the passing of Celestia and Luna's parents. To be fair, even when reading about the journal of the two princesses, it seems Celestia and Luna were already Alicorns and no real parents to talk about. Just as Star Swirl Thibiri was the only one adult involved in their lives. I do have to say, because of the journal, it seemed they wanted to rule together, and probably can't do that with just one as a queen and the other as a princess, especially when they seem closer in age. The journal also explained everything that happened with the 3 tribes and Heartswarming. The unicorns were sent to use their magic to raise the sun and the moon, but lost their magic in the process. Luckily, since Alicorns represent all 3 tribes, Celestia and Luna were made to raise the sun and moon, and even got their cutie marks in doing so. So again, journal depictions, no parents involved in any of these stories. They were sworn in as rulers, built their castle in the Everfree Forest, and according to the journal of the 2 sisters, there are other Alicorns, a full land of them in fact. But why? Why no mention of parents or anyone that raised them before becoming princesses? And then it clicked with me. The tender motherly personality, wanting to guide and help those closest to them as well as younger generations going through similar troubles. They may have been born, but don't know who their parents are. Or the other side of the idea can be that the parents weren't Alicorns. I'm sure Cadance and Shining Armor weren't expecting their Alicorn baby Flurry Heart at the time, But what if that's a random thing that does happen? Two ponies giving birth to two alicorn sisters, regardless of their species. It would explain why there's a land of alicorns that's never heard about, as well as the slow aging process for them. Not to mention that one random joke about the cake family.
Now, how in thunderation is one of them twins a Pegasus and the other one a unicorn?
Easy. My great-great-great-great-grandfather was a unicorn, and Cupcake's great-aunt, second cousin twice removed, was a Pegasus. That makes sense, right?
The more I think about random births like this, the more this joke kind of makes sense. A bit sadder in the case of giving birth to alicorns, though. How would any parent feel if their child could outlive them? Not because of just growing up, but because they could still be young after several years and you've aged too far to even take care of them. I can imagine two sad parent ponies having to leave their newly birthed daughters to a land of alicorns, unable to see them grow and become more than just fillies. Look, it was not my intention, but these things are a possibility. Eventually, Shining Armor will be old and wrinkled, while his little sister, wife, and child look as if they haven't aged a day. To be honest, it's why I wasn't with the Twilight turning into an alicorn thing in the first place. It was one of the fandom's biggest fears that she will outlive her friends one day, the first real friends she's found and kept. The princess title comes with this heavy burden, and even more so with being an alicorn. But as long as they make peace with the end, I think this is the beautiful thing that we can look forward to. Likewise, friend. If there's one thing you need to take away from this, I hope you value the people you have, no matter how brief it might be.
Friendship exists only so long as both parties act as if they are friends. So know this, as hard as it is to have a really true friend, there's no trick to losing one. Dishonesty and inconsideration are surefire methods. Till next time, take care of yourself and each other.
I can agree to that. I'm Penny Wright, and never let anyone take your princess crown. They might turn into a brainwashing demon.
So that's your time.